Hello, and welcome to your devotion for Wednesday, May 12th, 2021. I come to you from my office today with two images behind me, one of the cross and one of a wreath that was made by a friend of mine as we were moving to Macon. The cross, of course, reminds us of our faith and our love for God and the message of Jesus' sacrifice for us. The wreath, you will notice, has colors of Macon tigers with a tiger right on the top. The person who made this for me was hoping to encourage me in my new appointment here to Macon. Well, it's been 7 years now, and we've been trying our best to have the adventure of faith and of hometown pride. The reason I stand here in this place today is to contrast the two images before you and to reflect upon a really important scripture that's found in the book of Galatians chapter 6. In Galatians chapter 6, there are 4 verses that I want to reflect upon today. And I want to read one at a time and share a little thoughts about that. And then I have a special announcement and an invitation at the conclusion of this devotion that I hope you'll stick around for. So Galatians chapter 6, verse 2 says this: "Carry each other's burdens, and this way you fulfill the law of Christ." This is, of course, an important invitation for all of us who follow Jesus, an invitation to be aware of the needs of others and to help them along the way, to carry each other's burdens. And it says when you do this, you accomplish something really, really important. You accomplish the fulfillment of the law of Christ. This phrase has always intrigued me because when we think about Jesus, we think about freedom. We think about being changed and transformed, being set free from the law. But when Galatians uses this phrase, the law of Christ, it refocuses us. It helps us to remember that the law of Christ is not something to oppress us or push us down, but it's something to allow us to know that we can be Jesus for others when we carry each other's burdens. This is also a reminder that sometimes in the greatest times of life, it's not a burden, but it is something that we carry, and when we celebrate together, it can be a true miracle and a wonderful joy for all of us. Moving on to Galatians chapter 6, verse 7, it says, "Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows." During this month of May, we've been talking about faithfulness and fruitfulness. This verse speaks to that idea, that what we reap, we will sow. We can't put on masks and pretend something that's not of God. And so when we do right and do good and love God with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength, we receive blessing, honor, goodness in our life. But when we just pretend to be good and then turn around and deceive each other and bite each other in the back and continue to be rude and mean and ugly to one another, we reap that in our life. And so remember to be honest, to be faithful, to be fruitful in your life through the power of God. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9 says, "Let us not become weary in doing good. For the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Now, I think the only reason that the author shares this word with the Galatian church and ultimately with us years later is that he knows that when we do good, sometimes we become weary because our goodness is not always appreciated. Our kindness and our acts of goodwill are not always received well and not always acknowledged. And so it's easy to grow weary of being good to the world. But he says, do not grow weary. Make sure you continue to do good all the days of your life. And eventually you will reap a harvest that will be tremendous. And it will be a great thing for you and your life and your family. And that leads me to our announcement that last Saturday we were scheduled to do a serving Saturday at Loch Nursing Home. We do this every spring where we plant flowers and freshen their gardens so that the residents can have fruits and vegetables that are there in the garden, but also wonderful flowers that brighten their day. We postponed that to this coming Saturday, and it really is a good thing that you can do. We gather at Loch Haven at 9 a.m. Also this day, our kids will be assisting in the planting and the fixing of the garden, but they will also be singing to the residents, and we invite you to be a part of that process as well. It'll begin at 9 o'clock, and the process should be over by noon at the very latest. Please meet us there so that you can join us in this good project. I told you there'd be 4 verses, so I want to tell you about one final verse. It comes in Galatians chapter 6, verse 10. It says, "Therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all people, especially to those who belong to the family of believers." As you know, as we are part of this family, the family of believers called the Macon United-Methodist-Church, we want to celebrate together. My son, Evan, will be graduating from high school on Sunday, May 16th. And as we approach that date, we want to celebrate his accomplishment, and we would love our church family to be a part of that celebration as well. This coming Saturday, May 15th, from 2 until 4 p.m. at our home at 506 Bluebird Court, you are invited to come and celebrate with us. Come enjoy some food and some fellowship, and to give Evan your congratulations for his accomplishment of graduating from high school. We appreciate your support, your encouragement, and your love, and know that as you celebrate with us, whether you're able to come to the party or whether you're just simply saying a prayer of gratitude for Evan's accomplishment, know that we love you, we thank you, and we appreciate all of you. Hope this helps you today, and remember Galatians chapter 6, and do good. God bless.